I know you tweeted something out about your family and just the opportunity to officially be adopted. And can you just tell me about that process and just how excited you are to just kind of release that information and what that journey has been like for you?
Man, it's been a long journey, man. I was taken in by the earliest in 9th grade. They actually got me 2 days in before the group home was leaving. So they took me in, and it just made me a part of their family. And at the time, we had decided that it was best that if I didn't get adopted, and I just finished my DHS process and program out till I was 21. And so, yeah, I turned 21 last month. And so we decided that since I was 21 and I was old enough and mature enough to, decide what I wanted to do, because my family technically rights were terminated from me. So I had decided to make them, my official mom and dad. They were mom and dad anyways, but it just makes it some type of commitment.
Stay on the front row right here.
Yep.
I had the privilege of watching you in high school and just getting all these accolades your senior year. What's that like? What do you expect from yourself this year coming into your senior year?
Just from previous years to this year, it's just based off, the success I had then. It just makes me want to go more and more every time, man. Every time I get an award, every time I get something, every time I don't get an award, every time, my name isn't being mentioned, it just makes me want to go harder because in the end, I'm the one that's, that has to go out there. I got to put that work in. I got to show and prove to everybody else that I know who I say I am, or at least I know what I can do, So I got to make sure that I gotta prove to everybody else, but I also, want to prove to myself too. So, I just got to stay humble and stay working, and that's what I do.
Go to the camera all the way in the back on the right.
I was asking Santos about just the new defensive guy, Chavis. What's it like playing under him, and what's like kind of adjusting to that new scheme?
Yeah, man, it's unbelievable playing for Chavis. I really didn't know what to expect kind of when he first came in, but, as I just have grown and got that relationship with him, just to play for somebody that's, been in the SEC for as long as he have, and experience and knowledge and the players that he's put in the lead, you have no other choice but to just go in every practice and give it your all because, when you got somebody that's, coaching you and he's seen the best of the best, you want to give him your best because, he's already seen a great talent. So you want to be able to show him what you can do and the things that, you can do as yourself. You want to prove to him that you're able to play here. So I think that's what the thing is with a lot of guys on our team and then why they're excited to, have Coach Chavis and the staff here because they understand the experience and knowledge that they got of the game. So they want to be able to prove to them.
Go to the camera position in the middle in the back.
Hey, Dre, you guys will probably be picked 6th or 7th. Not many expectations on the team or a lot of the players. How do you guys approach that? And then how much do you think people are overlooking the talent you do have on this roster entering this season?
You really just got to approach it with an everyday mentality. A lot of people on the outside, they don't even go to the University of Arkansas to see what we do. They don't know how we work. They don't know, what's going on, the changes that are being made inside the program. I could say just personally from my experience, just, with this new coaching staff and, and the way our players have, believed and, really and developed and, come together, I think, a lot of people have us, real low in the SEC, but we have talent. That's one thing we do have. And a lot of our games weren't lost last year because, it was lack of talent. It was just a lack of finish. So we've been really, emphasizing finishing and finishing. And I think if we, we take that extra inch and we finish, then we'll get a lot of results that we want to at the end of those games.
Go to the camera position on the left side in the back.
Another guy that's here today, Santos Ramirez, also on the defense, but a different position group. Knowing his journey as a player, what he went through his freshman year to where he is now, what can you say about him and his impact not only on this defense but on this team as a whole?
Man, Santos has really made a great jump from where he was his freshman year. He actually was my host my freshman year. So, I wasn't here to really experience how he was his freshman year, but just, the guy that I've seen him, the man that I've seen him become, it's really about preparation, and he understands that. He understands that in order for you to go out there on Saturdays, you gotta do what you gotta do Monday through Friday, and he takes that into account, and he goes, he works, and he said he's definitely a leader on our team, a captain, and he sets the example. Because I mean, you can't. If you're in a group with Santos, you know that you can't slack. You know that you can't go halfway, because he's gonna give it his all every play.
Go to the camera position in the middle, very back.
Defensively, what you guys are doing now is based on pressure, a
Yeah.
lot of it. Was it frustrating last year not bringing the pressure that you guys could have brought with what you had? And how much better is that going to make this defense this year compared to last year based on the pressure?
Man, it was very frustrating. I think just the change from a 3-4. I think a 4-3 defense, personnel-wise, is just more a better fit for us. As you know, the changes and the changes that Coach Chavis brings, and the pressure and the type of personnel that we have at the ends and at the linebacker spot, and the pressure and the ways that we can bring people from the edges, I think it's gonna tell it all about the difference it's gonna make between last year and this year.
Go to the third row over here, right side.
Hey Dre, going into your senior season, how do you want to be remembered?
Really, I just want to be remembered as someone that that came in, and as for me and myself, when I first came in, nobody knew who I was. Nobody has heard of me or anything, but so people didn't really expect a lot from me and really know what I had. But my expectations is to go in and give it all I got. Really, it's leave it all out there on the field. I want to be remembered by how well, not only by how well I played, but how much I gave up, how much I sacrificed in order to, put the team in the best position as possible to be successful.
Go to the third row over here on the aisle.
Hey, Dre, in Louisiana, some people don't like the boot. They think it's ugly or tacky, but it seems like in Arkansas, it's loved, revered. You guys really want to win it. Why do you think that's the case?
Man, because on our team, you get a lot of guys that's from, Louisiana, Baton Rouge. You get a lot of Louisiana guys. At Santos, he's from Louisiana. So when guys go back home, to LSU, and you get the chance to play against, those guys on the other cross of the line, well, I mean, a lot of guys got overlooked from a lot of the LSU coaches, and they felt like, they should have got that scholarship, that offer, but it didn't work that way. And at the University of Arkansas now, but a lot of people, they want to prove to not only themselves but to the other coaches that you missed, and you missed out on a great player. So I think when the Louisiana boys get to go home and play in front of in that stadium and play in front of those guys, I think they love it. So yeah, I think it's real big.
Go to the camera position right there in the middle.
While we're talking rivalry games, do you still enjoy meeting A&M at Jerry World, and what would it mean for you guys to get over the hump and finally get a win over them?
Oh yeah, it's nothing like playing A&M and Jerry World. I mean, we've come up short the last couple of years, but we know when we go in that game every year, it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be a battle to the fourth quarter. And like I said, sadly we've finished short a couple years, a couple inches short. So like Coach Morris, he's been emphasizing, take that extra inch, because if we all take the extra inch, the extra inch can make a mile difference. So, that's really what it's about. Really just taking that extra inch.
Any other questions for Dre? Raise your hand, we'll get you a mic. Go back to the middle. We'll go down here on the front left and go middle back.
Dre, Scooter Harris brings a lot of versatility. Coach Morris talked about that in the main room, but he also takes on a lot of responsibility. What have you seen in his growth?
Man, Scooter, he's a guy that came in freshman year, and I mean, he was already a big, solid, kid, and you can tell that he was going to be a great kid, a great linebacker. But just from his growth and development, he's really matured on and off the field, and the time that he he puts inside the weight room, inside the film, inside meetings. He's definitely a leader on our team, and he's someone that, you know, a lot of the guys look up to, not just because of his success, but because of the work that he's put in. So the work that he's put in has made him into what he is now, to someone that's, you know, one of the top linebackers in the SEC. And every day that he comes to work, you can tell that in him.
All right, final question. We'll go in the middle.
A lot of the other guys have been asked about Coach Morris's sayings and some of his mannerisms. Do you have any favorites, and do you have any impersonations of him and what he does?
My favorite, he do have a lot of slogans, don't he? I don't know, man. Coach Morris, he talked, when he come in and he talks about, you know, one thing that I've really, really, really latched on that he said to me was just, you know, I said in here is just finishing, because like I said, a lot of times last year the games came to, you know, second half or, you know, fourth quarter, and we just came up short. And, you know, so yeah, one thing that I get from him and that I've learned from him over this, especially this semester, is just taking that inch. And I feel like if everybody take it an inch farther, if they just work a little harder, if they push a little farther, then, you know, like I said, that inch will become a mile, and that would be the difference. Impersonations. No, not really. Not really. I mean, I don't know any impersonations. That's kind of hard. I don't know. I don't know impersonations.
Thanks, Dre.
Yep, no problem. Appreciate you.